Okay, let's see if I'm live. A sound check, and sound check. This is the 144K, March 3rd, 2026. Full lunar eclipse, blood moon lunar eclipse. Welcome everybody. Under the assumption that all platforms are working and I can be heard. This is your loving servant, the unknown light warrior, coming to you live from one of the, I can proudly say, spiritual meccas of North America, beautiful Sedona, Arizona. And welcome to anyone who is new here. If you are new, you will definitely want to greatly and radically expand your spiritual paradigm and mind and consciousness for that matter. You'll be taken beyond. And I'm not kidding about that. Ask any veteran. Okay, I do have the thumbs up. All platforms are working and I can be heard loud and clear. So make yourself comfortable. As always, we will the mass meditation, and once we all start to harmonize our energies in stillness, breath, silence. Before we go up to managers of multiverses to multiply the power, effect, and impact. Timeline changing impact of this mass meditation by a minimum of 100 times. And right now, until we're safely with the teams, way up above the whole multiverses, for the power and protection, I have to keep my mouth closed, basically, about what's going on and what we need to focus on, because it's that sensitive and serious. So let's effectively begin this mass meditation by beginning the process of breathing in deeply and slowly through your nose as we start to build up the energies. This is real deal energy and planet changing stuff, not the 20-minute walk in the park kind of stuff. And breathe in deeply and slowly through your nose. And in a sequential kind of way, in your own way, begin the process of kind of sinking deeper and then deeper into the critical portal, multidimensional portal this matrix calls the now. I'm going to be silent for a few minutes while we go deep. All right, bear with me, everybody. There's one more platform missing. All righty, I think we're all set now. Never easy, juggling 5 platforms at 3 a.m. in the morning. But you do what you do, per your light work. All righty. Yep, that's functioning as well. Great. So, because there is a real serious time space issue involving a particular mainframe, which I can't talk about yet. Let's get going. Very little or no preamble because we need to get up there. All will be revealed once we're in a much safer and more still place. The more still a starseed or energy worker is, the much harder for any resistance to affect us, I suppose. All right. Take another big, deep breath through your nose. Now, fair warning, I do have a very runny nose because of the juniper pollen floating about in Sedona. And so my sinuses are all clogged up and very runny nose. So I will do my best whilst being in a deep meditative state to mute 3 different buttons. But many times I simply won't be able to do that because I'm in the other world along with you, and that won't happen. So you'll have to excuse any blowing of the nose. And I apologize for that in advance. So don't let anything, phase you. Don't let anything stop you or even irritate you. Resistance comes in all sorts of forms, thoughts, emotions, tech issues, whatever. That's just part of the resistance when liberating a planet. Let alone a planet that turns out to be the nexus planet for the whole multiverse, and some say omniverse. Okay. Let's action and utilize, I guess you could say, high level energy work. Now begin the process simply by deciding of moving into the right hemisphere of your brain that knows no limit. That literally forms, moves, and localizes quantum wave form particles, both physical and non-physical, into whatever your intent sees fit per your soul path and purpose and talents. By seeing yourself in a gigantic silver translucent crystal ball And C, the golden light bodies of all your fellow 144K brethren, brothers and sisters, right here with you. Literally, because physicality is the tiniest fraction of all that is. And a simulation, extremely limited simulation in and of itself. So predominantly, you are where your mind and heart is, which is here in a literal crystal ball, literally with your 144K brethren. That's dotted around the equator, on the inside of the equator of this gigantic crystal ball. Remember the old cardinal rule of being able to see psychically, which is do, don't think. And faint images are usually the accurate ones. Let's call in Gaia. If you are a goddess with your own relationship to Gaia, you can call her in your own way. Otherwise, anyone else follow along. Authentic Gaia, we call upon the one true authentic goddess, Gaia. Please be here with us and connect with us now. All right, see Gaia in the center of the crystal ball and the dotted golden ring for that matter. Authentic goddess, creator, Gaia. Can we please have your permission to take you up with us to beyond the multiverses? All right, we have authority. And now we start to move upward through the layers of this universe. Through the various membranes, overlays, simulations, a lot more than just densities. Even though they're diminishing fast, there's still some illusions, deceptions, overlays still in existence. False matrices, AI constructs. We're punching through all of them. As all you see now is the soft flickering light through the walls of the crystal ball. Gaia in the center. Moving through everything. As we race up and zoom up through the layers of this universe. At incredible speeds. Enjoy, admire, and love the beauty and majesty of Gaia. Her polar ice caps. The white clouds over the blue oceans. As we move through everything, all matrices, both organic and inorganic, as we're about to break through that last thick outer boundary of this universe. And simply being up where we're going cleanses your field. Take that last brief, casual look or glance. Over to your left and over to your right to the next few 144K members here with you. Energetically, which is where it counts. And take that last glance at Gaia. The flickering light in the background. And all of a sudden, everything goes bright white. It's very bright. You have to squint your eyes. It's so bright you can barely see Gaia in the middle. And we're through. You see a big wall of light. That is the universe that we just left. Rapidly turn and shrink into a small ball of light, and we rise above a whole ocean of small balls of light that are all the other neighboring universes in this portion of this multiverse. And that all shrinks. And we rise above a whole ocean of what is another level or set of small balls of light that are the neighboring multiverses. In this portion of the multiverses. And that all shrinks fast into nothingness. You can, if you consciously work with any guides, you can call them in if you want. Otherwise, enjoy the ride. Maintain a casual glance at Gaia, the one and only, the dotted golden ring in the background, translucent crystal silver walls in the background. As I quickly run the standard protocols, authentic HOD, we call upon the one true authentic HOD. Please make sure we go to you and one, no one else true HOD. Okay. And you look up and you see through the very translucent roof of the crystal ball, all of a sudden a very tiny little point of white light, still faint, initially appears. A very primordial place. Working on behalf of Source, under a direct directive of Source. And this point of white light starts to get bigger, bigger, and brighter. And Now the roof of the crystal ball is lit up very brightly, and we finally reach it. We come to a sudden yet somehow gentle stop. We gently, slowly, gracefully move through this platform of light. As this platform of light lovingly envelops this crystal ball, and we gently rise above it. It closes at the bottom. And we do this slowly to handle the decompression factor, especially for new members. Closes at the bottom, opens up at the top. And we nestle on top of this platform of light, although the vision of it gradually disappears. We form a straight line from a circle to a straight line of solidarity behind and a little above Gaia. The crystal ball begins to peel evenly and slowly. Again, to be gentle with these super high frequencies. Most of us are already having enough trouble with the high frequencies already coming into Gaia. So it's important to take it easy. Crystal ball peels evenly and slowly, downward and downward. Alrighty. Again, if you're new, you may feel nothing initially or too much if you're sensitive. So as a general rule, the further away a given light being is in terms of density, the more subtle it is. So you take your time and really feel into it, tune in through stillness, through the now. Let go of linear time. And anything else in this fake, illusory, physical simulation that we're projecting our consciousness from, it will not serve you. Forget this world even exists in a certain sense. There's another way to hack past the rigid adult left hemisphere brain. Now, we're going to go even deeper to access even more power, let alone your soul and higher self, by feeling, and establishing your own connection with these managers of multiverses that rarely intervene in any universe. Remember to breathe deeply and slowly through your nose and feel what they feel like. They have their own unique energy signature. Again, if you're new, you can only change life and fulfill planetary liberation to the degree that you can expand your consciousness into the unknown. So, in spite of that, detach, be here, look, see, feel. Real reality. By engaging the right hemisphere of your brain. That's what it's there for. Authentic Heart, can you please send us a massive wave of your energy so we can surely feel you to an undeniable, unmistakable physical level? And breathe and let go. Don't try, it just doesn't work. But you do have to be here. Way up here. This is a very important moment of stillness, connection, meditation. And have a little bit of background consciousness on the center of your head, if you're not asensitive. In the center of your head, where much of our higher senses are. And being able to connect at the sensory level with such high levels of light is quite a secret source of planet changing mass meditations. And needless to say, we've long started, effectively, the mass meditation. Okay. Authentic God, please send us a massive wave of your energy to our hearts. Engage the heart. Let go of everything of this world in nature, especially thoughts, emotions, linear time, as it will not serve you for your sole purpose fulfillment. Have a little bit of background attention in the center of your heart, although you may feel it in the sternum, that subtle pulse of their unique energy signature. Forget about linear time, it will not serve. Be here in the now. Escape that trap by forgetting about linear time. And the Matrix's concept of a mass meditation. Be in this infinite stillness because nothing else matters. Literally. Okay. As always, especially if you're new, totally fine if you didn't feel anything, because this is long forgotten primordial frequency and light. You can trust, you can run with it. Okay. Repeat after me, everybody. I call upon all of my upper density levels, higher self. See him or her over on the other side of Gaia. I call upon the entirety of my soul, my authentic, real, organic soul. And see what looks like a distant star up above. These managers of multiverses refer to as the HOD. Okay. Repeat after me. I call upon my authentic oversoul. See a bigger ball of light in a different color if you prefer, behind your soul. Repeat after me. I call upon my authentic I am presence. And before you know it, there's an even bigger ball of light, back to white perhaps, behind your oversoul. See it, see them. It never has to be perfect. Connect with them while I quickly call in the rest of the teams. I call upon the infinite army of the authentic amalgam of the Oberon lineage. I call upon the elders of the amalgam. I call upon the team of beings that created this universe and the unique phenomena known as physicality, unique to this universe, as the ultimate grand plan to corral all dark back to the light. Done primarily through consciousness projection from the physical. The grand plan. Authentic Oberon, please be here. And this team of beings that created this universe presents itself as one man. You can see him as a golden being of light over on the far side next to your higher self, perhaps. Put him wherever you see fit. Be the authentic God or goddess that you intrinsically are, regardless of what the adult mind, matrix mind, thinks. Freedom always lies beyond one's current level of consciousness. Okay. Now look and play along. Authentic Legion of Light. I am collective. Soul collective. Oversoul collective. Here we are, 144K. There is Gaia. Take us to the space and place of omnipresence. Take a brief glance at Gaia. And now, all of a sudden, you see a rather bright flash of light. Once again, you have to squint your eyes. It's so bright as we are being transported to the frequency, the realm. It's almost kind of like a void in one regard, known as omnipresence. Everywhere it wants to multiply the power and effectiveness of this mass intervention by another 100 times. You can barely see Gaia in the middle, and the bright light disappears. Everything looks the same. All right, let's get on with it and complete setting the stage. And have a bit of background consciousness on Gaia and your higher aspects, your greater identity. Authentic heart, authentic I am collective, and vast realms of light here with us now. It is the linear time-space coordinates of March 11th, March 3rd, 2026. There is Gaia. Here is a 144K. We are here to actualize our own unique, specific soul purpose and pre-assigned soul intervention. We request that this full lunar eclipse we are approaching be utilized, thanks to the mandate of heaven, the completion of the complete dissolution and removal and de-manifestation of all AI, machinery, matrix infrastructures that the physical surface population is still plugged into. Beginning with us. So we're going to go through an initial 5 to 10 minute process that was only of a removal of something that I can't verbalize yet. That was only discovered this morning by quote unquote accident. So maintain vision on this stupendous panoramic panorama before us, because your move per your unique soul talent, purpose, and pre-assigned task will come at the right moment. It's a classic case of waiting for your move, unique to you. So continue to go deep by even further forgetting about linear space and go deeper into the now to better connect with your high self. The now is the portal, your portal to whatever it is that you want access to. Now, something important is being set up, a removal of something. I better not verbalize any more in case it starts to react. Hold space and be still, but relax and alert as something is being set up for removal. And I'll do my best to verbalize something that's extremely difficult to verbalize. Maintain a vision. On these managers of multiverses, known as the HOD, soul over soul I am at a minimum. That's enough. Okay. Like I said, change can occur to the degree that you can expand your consciousness. Beyond what we know. Now I need to show them something. All right. Again, the secret source to successful energy work and liberation for that matter and healing is the show and tell part. Maintain vision. Forget about linear time completely. And block everything out of your mind. All right. Now I'm going to show them something for a couple of minutes. Just hold space for what is building up to a decisive move to free humanity, beginning with you as a forerunner. All right, authentic soul over soul I am, authentic Oberon, Rumor and Gamalgam, authentic HOD. See this, feel this. Hold space, everyone. Be in the infinite now. That's critical. Remember to breathe deeply and slowly through your nose while I show them something beyond critical. It's too sensitive to verbalize yet. Remove this from surface humanity. For true revolution. Okay, interesting. This is probably the most delicate part of the whole operation. So maintain a meditative state by looking at these non-physicals. Because for those of you who are veteran energy workers, you'll know that for any true light being, they have to, and we have to, fight through the noise and frequencies of the matrix and our respective auras, within our respective auras, for them to receive a particular communication. And once they do get what they need to see, what you're trying to show them, that's when it's game over for darkness. And it's done through really being present with them. So I can say at this point we are dealing with kind of like a backbone of the AI machinery that everyone's still plugged into. There were other things that we were plugged into. They've been removed. This is kind of like at the bottom of it. And without removal of it, freedom simply couldn't happen. For the surface population, that is, which is part of the reason why it hasn't happened, clearly. Take another deep breath through your nose, maintain vision. Feel the light constantly cleansing you. Keep on looking at the teams, at your higher aspects, one by one after the other. Build that connection while the right move is being developed. As we keep on building the energies. Okay. Authentic Legion, see that. Remove that for all of surface humanity. For final liberation. Okay. Now with the teams, again, your IM and the HOD at a minimum is enough. With the teams in the background, see your holographic self from perhaps a side view. You're being assisted. And yes, you can do this because it is time, mostly. Pick your background color. You can have yourself in a bubble if you want. It's all up to you. You're the god or goddess, literally. So background colors is of your choosing for the sake of visual. See yourself holographically at a bit of a distance from the front. And see around the outer edges or outer edges of your outer auric membrane. What looks like a moving, thin but smoky, kind of like an overlay, I'm going to use that term, or membrane around your outer auric membrane. And you can see it as a cutaway version of it if you want. You're the god or goddess. Whereas, you know, as if you've sliced a lemon in half and you can see the rind, cutaway section. That's what I mean. You can see it in that way. Don't have to see it perfectly at all. And see a dark, somewhat smoky membrane around or on top of your outer auric membrane. Allow yourself to see that. Don't limit your consciousness. And turn it white. Again, you can always darken background colors whenever you turn something white, i.e. transmuting it with your light. And now pan to the side view. And allow yourself, give yourself permission to see. Again, faint images work just as well, so don't worry. Forget about perfection because you don't ever need it. See yourself, how can I put it? See what looks like black lines. They could be quantum tunnels, they could be tentacles. Around about anywhere between 6 to 9 of them. Starseeds will have more, up to 9. And you don't have to see it all perfectly. Sort of come from behind and sort of touching the edges of your outer auric membrane. Sort of in that halfway point near where your body, actual physical body is. And see it extend around about 5 to 6 feet back and converging into a dark sphere. And that's about, around about 6 feet behind you and around about the lower back level. Turn it white. There's a sphere about 1 foot wide or whatever. Turn it white. Hold. Again, darken the background colors or darken the background to an indigo perhaps or black, whatever. And now see these lines that extended from this black sphere to the middle part near where your body is of your outer auric membrane. See them bright white, in other words, being transmuted and disappearing. Casually, just watch them disappear. Don't have to get it right or see it perfectly. Again, faint images always seem to work just as well. As you're being literally unplugged from the matrix, by the way. A deeper aspect of it, shall we say. Do, don't think. Do before you even get a chance to think. The so-called psychic secret. Well done. And now that black sphere that was 6 feet behind, see it as bright white. It's being transmuted. And see it disappear. I'm assisting you. The teams are assisting you. Your higher self is with you. They say this eclipse is about major endings. And this one is quite the mother of all endings. Do it as imperfect as you may think it is. All right. Look up at the teams. The height on your I am at a minimum. Repeat after me. Authentic Legion of Light. I am Oversoul Soul. Authentic HOD. And Source. Track back and remove all machinery, mainframe, and any form of dark consciousness of that which has just been removed. See Gaia in a white quarantine sphere. Pick your color that to you represents omnipresence of Gaia, that is, so a single monotone color. That is omnipresence, all frequencies, densities, planes, etc., down to 0 point, including subspace and unspace, let alone subquantum level. Removal now. Repeat after me, everybody. Look up at the height in your I am, squarely in the eyes, so to speak, and say, unplug it all. Dissolve it all. Okay. Now, allow your higher consciousness to just run with using my verbiage only as a basic guidance. To allow your soul and its unique talents and abilities unique to you to run with this. Now, to the rational mind, it'll feel like you don't know what you're doing, which is actually a strong indicator that you're fulfilling your soul purpose. Come completely from the right hemisphere of your brain, which is a whole other level of letting go. See every continent, see Gaia, holographically, omnipresence, see every continent. See the physical surface human collective in whatever way is visually shown to you. Your right hemisphere brain and higher self knows what it's doing. It's more a case of just receiving. So see all the continents. Darker grey, where the bulk of the population is. Now, always remember, you can change background colors as you see fit. Expand your vision so you see at least a couple of the teams in the background, or hold them in your consciousness, because your consciousness is the connecting link that brings in the light, let alone actions, things. Now, you can do it one by one or do it in whatever way naturally comes to your soul talent and abilities, if you're willing to allow the rigid adult mind step aside. Humor yourself. Go beyond, because that's where freedom lies. See each continent, either one by one or sort of all of them at once. Every human on the physical surface represented by dark grey, like I said. So each continent, dark grey. That's where the bulk of humanity is. Hold in your consciousness, in the background of your consciousness, that I'm going to use the term plug that ran humanity and you and me. Represented by this dark grey. So that sphere with those quantum tunnels or tentacles, that it's all it's a technology, by the way. It's nothing organic. It may look organic, but it's a technology. I'll reveal more about it later. It's the true matrix plug that controls the mind. So that sphere with the quantum tunnels coming out, 6 to 8 of them, 1 of them. We're going to remove that for all of humanity. And at the macro level, it's represented by the dark grey of all the main continents. All right. Now see, pick your continent and see the dark grey or blackness turn white. Don't have to see it perfectly at all. As always, change background colours as you need to contrast and easily see the white transmutational light of your light that you agreed to bring down here. In this case, at a deeper level, at a higher level. Teams in the background, take that occasional glance, play with the limitless attitude of a child. Take that occasional peripheral glance at least two of the HOD and your I am. Again, my preference is to have two of the HOD on the far side, on the left and right, and your I am at a minimum, directly opposite, and that's enough. If some of you were thinking, as we light up all the continents from black to white, if you were thinking we were gonna focus on peace in the Middle East, rest assured that is a very downstream symptom and small potatoes of what you and I are focusing on now. And that is what it is. And hold the light when it turns from dark grey to white. Hold. If Archangel Michael slashing his sword around would have solved the problems, we would have been free a long time ago. And I say that with all due respect. Focus. And just to be clear, all forms of energy work had their place at the right time and moment. We're just implementing this. And Archangel Michael is working with the teams for greater impact. We did introduce them to each other some time ago. Lose yourself in this image, in this event. All of Africa, all of Europe, Moving across India, the Eurasian landmass, of course, the Middle East. Now, some of you they've already gotten images, brief images of the micro aspect of this. So average person on the street or in a building, whatever, having this AI machinery being removed, turned white, first of all, and then removed. Where it sort of seems to go out of phase. Unplugging humanity from the matrix. I guess you could say a deeper level of it. And see all the continents lit up. Again, this is where you'd want the oceans in a whatever kind of dark color you want. And now hold that light there for a couple more minutes for all that is really, not just the teams that we're consciously working with, to remove this safely. And I'm just going to give a bit more information in a couple of minutes about this thing now that it's partially neutralized. As we're approaching the climax of this critical mass intervention. Okay, repeat after me, everybody. Look up at your soul. Look up at your soul over soul I am on the far side of this stupendous panoramic view. Repeat after me. Authentic soul over soul I am. Actualize full soul capacity. See, hear, and feel this surge of light just coming through you, through your whole field, not just your physical body. Because who you are is really just more like a bubble of spirit, which is your whole auric field. Your bodies are mostly empty space. See a surge of light, big time. Teams in the background, all at once. See, in whatever way works or comes to you per your unique soul talent and abilities, the white light throughout all the continents start to sort of peel upwards from one end of a given continent to another, as all these spheres with these quantum tunnels sticking out of it begin to dissolve and lift off. Right now, as we are literally passing eclipse totality. Bingo. Right timing. Lift it up. Start from one. Let's all start from North America. And in between, you may get flashes or allow yourself to get little flashes of very holographic images, dark holographic images of people lying in bed or walking in the street, whatever, with these things from behind them just, white and just being lifted off. Mixing the macro with the micro image. Let's start off from Alaska. It's okay if you've done it already, you can do it again. Play along. Play with the limitless attitude of a child. Believe me, it is golden power. Lift a layer of white light, which represents all of these plugs. I'm just going to call them that from now on. And lift. Across Alaska, across the Northwest, peeling off. Across from the Northwest of North America over to the Southeast. Lift. All that is assisting and doing it literally with us because they're doing it through us. Otherwise, it would take forever if they have to do it themselves. All right. Across down over to the east and Florida, down Mexico. Into Latin America, Panama, Latin America. Over into West Africa. lift, peeling it up, peeling it up. Europe, from Portugal. Okay, Portugal, Spain. Do it before you get a chance to think. Believe me, it's the way to go. Hold vision. The intent has been set. Can I finish this process and then verbalize that? Can I finish this process, which is beyond critical, and then verbalize that? And as we're moving up through France and the British Isles, just know that this is kind of like the real controller of consciousness, humanity's mind. Because our memories, the so-called mind, is actually not in our brain. It's actually in our outer auric field. That's why those quantum tunnels, whatever they were connected to our auric field, because that's where your consciousness or your mind, including the rational awareness, is. It's not in the physical brain. That's I won't go into details other than to say that an MIT professor discovered that recently. So we're literally pulling humanity's consciousness back out from the AI consciousness. Traps. Consciousness traps. Through Europe. Again, faint images work just as well. Down Italy. Holding consciousness on this. Removing that plug. Multi-tentacle plug. Through Eastern Europe, Scandinavia, Middle East, into Ukraine and Russia, the Baltic states, Scandinavia. Down into Syria, Lebanon, Israel. Saudi Arabian Peninsula. And of course, Iraq, Iran. And some of you really are gifted energy workers and can see quite well. Just maintain focus on some micro images of this thing being pulled out from people in buildings, streets, etc. The AI consciousness mind trap that kept us in loops, literally. Over across India, past Kazakhstan, where Borat lives. And China. Tibet and China. Japan, South Korean Peninsula. down into Indochina, Indonesia, Malaysian Peninsula, Australia, New Zealand, don't worry, Tasmania, we won't forget you. Hawaii, islands in the South Pacific, etc., and a little bit of Antarctica. Okay. Zoom out a little bit, see Gaia holographically within the holographic sphere, and just run with what I say before you get a chance to think, which blocks things. Look up at your I am soul over soul and at least two of the hide. See Gaia within the holographic quarantine sphere, see Gaia holographically representing omnipresence, holding the intent on omnipresence. Repeat after me. Authentic I am over soul and soul. Authentic HOD and source. And all off-world forces. Throughout all upper densities. Track back to source. Transmute the source. The central mainframe network of this AI machinery and its creator. See Gaia holographically within the holographic quarantine sphere. Look in within Gaia. You could say the middle, center, or core of Gaia. And what faint initial impression do you get of typically a basic shape? At least for most of you. Some will get some serious detail, although be wary that vivid serious details are often from limited reference points. That's why any professional remote viewer would tell you faint images are usually the accurate ones. Having said that, do not at all obsess about getting it right, quote unquote. Stay outside the quarantine sphere, by the way, and expand on that initial impression within Gaia. Again, the intent, which is kind of like the ultimate search term in the ultimate search engine known as your right hemisphere brain, has been set. So don't worry about getting it right. Get what you get. And turn it white. Let the teams trace the whole thing. As we're moving just past, total eclipse, totality, we're within that critical window of final endings, of complete garbage. Go deep in a deep, totally detached and meditative state. As always, change your background colors as needed. It could be a completely amorphous gray haze. It doesn't matter. Just turn the damn thing white. Transmute it. In this window of eclipse totality.
You can zoom in right up close to the quarantine sphere if that's what you need. Just make sure you stay outside the quarantine sphere. You'll definitely want to do that. As we're coming towards the end of this mass intervention that we got right through the window of opportunity. Congratulations, 144K. Hold focus. Engage the right hemisphere brain. What's unfolding? What's that faint impression that's unfolding? Is your whole auric field beginning to sort of, or the image in general, start to show white cracks in the fabric of time-space reality, even with what you're visualizing? If you started seeing that, definitely share that in the Telegram chat. I definitely want to hear that or know about it. Because this magic-like tech that we've just removed, it has a huge influence on what we see and don't see. Okay, I think I just felt Gaia there. And if you've transmuted by turning white and then watching it disappear, whatever it is that you saw, make sure there's nothing behind it or within it deeper. If you do see something else, it could be as simple as a cube or a sphere. Transmute it as we begin to finish up. Go deep into a meditative state, detach, let go, to see. Take that occasional glance at least two of the HOD and your I am on the far side. Yep, there's a sphere behind it all. Authentic hot, transmute that there. All right, just begin to finish up, consolidate if you haven't already. If you're not doing anything in particular for whatever reason, or because your particular unique soul purpose and task is complete, give love to Gaia and the human collective grid. Or light up the grids, the familiar ley lines. While the rest of us finish up with the belly of the beast, so to speak. Okay, seems to be transmuted. I felt something there. Good. Magenta has appeared after the transmutation completed itself. Okay. Anyone not doing anything in particular, go to the core of Gaia. Call in source, represented by Goddess Magenta Light. With the usual thin golden membrane of source light language to reconstruct three-dimensional constructs back to their organic divine state. Dissolving the AI code-based 3D dimensional constructs. And expand it out, expand out. Returning source back and feel all space, all so-called empty space, including subspace. Hold the intent on subspace as well. To dissolve quantum entanglement, by the way. Not just regular time-space, fill it with source, represented by magenta color. And you can bring several spheres. Like a constant expanding outward movement. Expansion from the core of Gaia outwards of these holographic magenta spheres with that thin golden light language membranes. Fill it all up. Regular time space and subspace throughout all spectrums of and frequencies of the physical plane. Predominantly first, second, third, and fourth density, but particularly the surface. Visualize to actualize. The occasional glance at the teams in the background. You know the drill. We hit the window. As we finish up, we hit the window. Glory, hallelujah. And if you want, you can do it in linear order of these expanding spheres of source, meaning first, second, third, fourth densities, and then subspace to end quantum entanglement with garbage, and regular time space to dissolve, actually to end time by filling empty space with source, returning source to so-called empty space. You're ending time, the ultimate trap, which is obviously something a whole webinar is needed for. So just run with it. Because space or distance is what time is. All through the fabric of reality, down to the subquantum level, regular time space and subspace. Subspace is where quantum entanglement occurs through. Needless to say, this will radically speed up disentanglement with dark consciousness of various forms. It's a bit more than just the lurker. Outwards, outwards, outwards. First density, second density, third density, fourth density, all spectrums. Meaning the other 4% of the visual spectrum that we can't see. That. It's better through that as well. Especially the third density, surface level. Fourth and fifth density as well. Expand one after the other. Feel everything with source. Ending space. No more space. No more distance, which is disconnection, which is time. And we are done. Of course, if you're having fun, you can keep on doing this. Pardon me for the juniper allergies. All right, just received the word from Goddess. We need to keep this going for 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes. I will provide the information as to why in about 10 minutes. Keep on expanding. Keep on bringing in source through the core of Gaia. Return source back through the core of Gaia. No, source was not always here. If there's such a thing as time, which is kind of like the opposite of source, then there's such a thing as space or distance, which is also the opposite of source, which, like time and space, actually means absence of source. Returning source to so-called space means oneness again. Again, very hard to explain scientifically without holding a pre-education webinar about it. Well, I guess they're not liking this. My nose is starting to run. This will be CIA radionics beam at this point. As always, kind of lose yourself, for lack of a better term, for the sake of hacking around or past the left hemisphere brain. Lose yourself in this imagery of your sacred divine right and duty. Meditate on this ever-expanding outward movement of seemingly endless spheres, thin golden membrane spheres, magenta in the middle, holographic, so you can see right through them as one comes out through the core of Gaia after the other, outwardly emanating past the surface into the atmosphere, outer atmosphere, lunar orbit. Expand, 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 bring source through. She must return, especially to the surface. We're taking the endings and new beginnings nature of eclipses to its fullest potential. Congratulations, 144K. Big time. As you occasionally maintain vision on this, kick back, look at the teams in the background. Now, there's flu-like symptoms. Is actually also can be an ascension symptom. So if you started getting flu-like symptoms in the past, 5 to 20 minutes, share that in the Telegram chat. I'll be certainly interested to know. And apologies for me not being able to control it in terms of the sound. But that's the nature of energetic warfare, I guess. Teams in the background. Your consciousness decides where you want to be, what you want to connect with through visual, and what you want to do. See the continents light up in golden light. Okay, I guess I'm being guided to do some major soul fragment retrieval of the Lemurian collective, which is where the path of totality was over. The Pacific, basically. Interesting. And this release, this mass soul fragment retrieval, will, as always, radically raise the planetary frequency. I think we can comfortably say at this point we've really made the most of this lunar eclipse window of opportunity. Congratulations, 144K. Can't say that enough times. Alrighty. All right. So the war between Atlantis and Lemuria caused another round of catastrophobia. That's being dealt with. Pardon me. This is intense release. And I wasn't expecting this, although I'm not surprised either. It's good that we've gotten down to the bottom of things, of the past that ladens our ascension. As is always the case at our personal level as well. Yeah, they're not liking this. This is very hard to verbalize, so I'm going to do my best. There was one main crack, like an earthquake crack, throughout the South Pacific, where Lemuria was. Okay. And then I saw several cracks throughout the South Pacific, well, the Pacific. And light went through these cracks being representative of traumas and wounds of the Lemurian collective. Excuse my flu-like symptoms, but we're in the thick of the action, just when I thought it was over. And through these cracks, kind of like tunnels, I'm going to use the term, into spheres, dark spheres. Those spheres are kind of like dark realms where darkness trapped the soul fragments of Lemurians predominantly, and they're being freed. So I need to maintain focus on this. You're more than welcome to join in, to put it mildly. Well, you remember the tagline, be where all the action is, at the end of each 144K notification email. Now you know, I've always been quite literal about that. So all these Lemurian trapped soul fragments from that trauma of the war with Atlantis is being retrieved. They were held in, the usual dark realm. Really, they're AI constructs. Again, I'm not able to control the sneezing. Action is action. Energetic warfare and liberation is what it is. we do our duty and what we can. This also lightens and liberates the grids, gaze grids as well as the human collective grids. All right, she felt that. So certain things like this can only be done from consciousness projection from the physical in an active conscious sense. The Galactics can eventually get to it, but that's like a 50-year process, which we have zero interest in. That's why we're here on the surface. Retrieve back into a big ball of light. That's kind of like a portal that then distributes them all back to their respective souls. Free, free, free at last. Thank God Almighty, we're free at last. And some of those soul fragments will be yours and mine, by the way. A lot of us have been in Lemuria. Erasing the past by bringing in Source Goddess expanding magenta spheres in that area. Nice. There seemed to be some sort of explosion or light up of some kind of light or star within the core of Gaia, I think. That's what I saw. Share that one in the Telegram chat if you saw that at about the right time. All right, I believe we're done. Intense, eh? Well, this is what real action looks like, if you ever wanted to know. We have indeed honored the full highest potential closure endings for new beginnings of this lunar eclipse potential. And earlier on, I know that some of you technocrat soul types would have seen a lot more in terms of removing the machinery and AI mainframe of the original plug. Which brings me back to those, again, whatever they are, tentacles or quantum tunnels from that original sphere that expands into our outer areas of our auric membranes, or auras, I should say. Our awareness, thoughts, mind, consciousness is not in the brain, it's in the auric field, our electromagnetic auric field. That's where they are, memories especially. Again, I'll try to get that email out with that MIT scientist. It's actually a Russian woman, MIT professor, that showed that memory, the mind, when you recollect something, it's not in the brain, it's out there in the field, your auric field. Pardon me. God, this is hard. Yeah, that's where your consciousness is, in your auric field. What I'm trying to say is, you'll remember those Men in Black movies where they'd hold that pen-like thing, what looks like a pen, and then a bright flash comes. Now I know that that bright flash simply dissolves recent memories through the auric fields of those people that would look at it. And then they would forget, because it dissolves that memory in the auric field. They didn't even have to look at it. Now the brain, the physical brain, does act as kind of like a plug, but nothing more than a plug. Or the biocomputer. Anyway, that's a little scientific. Something for another day. We're done. As always, true liberation energy work, often, as many of you veterans know, is very hard to keep short. Very hard. Especially when we're given the real tasks that makes the biggest difference. And as you begin to come to, before you return full awareness back into your room, thank the teams, thank the HOD. I am Oversoul Soul. And all right, this is quite the energy movement. I'm breaking out into a sweat. Move white light, a wave of white light, through a very holographic image of Gaia and the quarantine sphere, as she has her auric field. So you holding the intent to remove all your energetic traces. And we're done. Congratulations. Even though it's a lunar eclipse, beginnings and endings, closures and openings, so it wasn't quite expecting it to be this big. But we can safely say that's the nature of 144K mass interventions. Quite the sacred duty, the sacred honor, to be at such a forefront of such transformational, cutting edge endings, work, energy work, soul mission fulfillment. The real deal. Congratulations. Let me see you in the Telegram chat. This was massive. As my congestion sinuses has gotten a little out of control, probably for the right reasons, because this is a lot of light that was released, which triggers a lot of processing, which brings up stuff, which then results in symptoms. So don't worry if you're feeling out of sorts right now. It's a process. It's a recalibration. And pretty much all of March, most of March, especially until the 21st, is quite the recalibration and fundamental systems change, transformation, which was already underway before our mass intervention. A huge congratulations to all of you, a huge salute to all of you. And by all that is, not just me, receive it. Walk off with immense pride. And see you in the Telegram chat. This is your loving servant, the Unknown Light Warrior, ending yet another critical, tumultuous 144K mass intervention. Thank the teams, thank your higher aspects and guides, and stay tuned, beloved ones. Apologies that I simply could not keep this short. I guess I wasn't allowed to.